Be honest. How many hours have you wasted today? Scrolling, clicking, lying to yourself that it's just a break. Your to-do list sits untouched. Your dreams, postponed again. Your mind, numb, but not at peace. And when the world goes quiet, when the screens go dark, there's a voice inside you that says, you're wasting your life. But before you go blaming yourself, before you label it as laziness or a lack of discipline, I want to ask you something deeper. What if you're not lazy? What if you're just starving for something real? Our society doesn't feed the soul, it feeds productivity, it feeds consumerism, it feeds performance. But the part of you that longs for meaning, that part is malnourished. You were taught how to climb the ladder, but never how to ask where it's leaning. You were taught how to hustle, not how to be still and listen. And now, in the quiet spaces between your tasks, you feel it. The emptiness, the guilt, the quiet ache that says, this isn't it. You are not alone. In fact, this crisis has a name. Nietzsche called it the death of God. He didn't mean religion was gone. He meant that modern society had killed the source of higher meaning and replaced it with shallow, man-made gods. Status, money, attention, control. But these things don't feed the spirit. So we scroll, we binge, we distract. And when that doesn't work, we shame ourselves for not being motivated enough. But laziness isn't your problem. Meaninglessness is. Philosopher Albert Camus once said, "There is but one truly serious philosophical problem, and that is suicide." He didn't say it to be dramatic. He said it because he understood that when life loses its meaning, even survival feels absurd. But here's the twist. Camus didn't surrender to despair. He offered a rebellion. He called it revolt. A choice to live with awareness, to face the void and still choose to create, to love, to find meaning anyway. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Much of what's sold as self-help today is just distraction in disguise. It teaches you how to optimize your morning routine, but not how to deal with the terror of existence. It tells you to journal, to cold shower, to hustle, but not to grieve, not to question, not to listen to the ache beneath your busyness. Machiavelli wrote that people prefer the illusion of safety over the discomfort of truth. And we do the same. We put motivational quotes over emotional wounds. We take productivity pills instead of asking why we're so tired of life. You're not lazy. You're numb. You're disconnected from your why. You're spiritually starved in a world that no longer speaks the language of the soul. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a German theologian who died resisting the Nazis, once wrote, "Being a Christian is not about avoiding sin. It's about courageously doing the will of God." Even if you're not religious, hear the heartbeat of his words. Life isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about showing up for something bigger than yourself. And most of us, we've forgotten what that even feels like. We've traded mission for maintenance, purpose for performance, conviction for comfort. And we wonder why we feel so empty. The world teaches you how to succeed, but it rarely teaches you how to suffer well, or how to wait, or how to walk through the fog when there's no map. But here's what I need you to hear. The fog is not failure. It's part of the path. Even Plato, the father of Western philosophy, described the human journey as escaping a cave, not sprinting through daylight. Truth is slow. Healing is hard. Purpose doesn't shout. It whispers. And if you're quiet enough, still enough, honest enough, you'll start to hear it. What you need isn't more discipline. You need connection to something ancient, to something sacred, to something real. Start with this. Ask better questions. Not, how do I get more done? But, why am I doing any of this in the first place? Not, how can I be more successful? But what does success even mean to me? Not what's wrong with me, but what is my soul trying to say that I've been too busy to hear? You were not made to be a machine. You are a living paradox, flesh and spirit, instinct and imagination, fear and hope. And when you feel lost, lazy, unmotivated, it's often because you've been living out of sync with what you are. You're not behind. You're being invited back to the source, back to wonder, back to the fire that once lit you up from the inside. You just forgot how to feel it. But it's still there, beneath the noise, beneath the shame, beneath the surface, waiting. So no, you're not lazy. You're craving something you were never taught how to seek, a deeper rhythm, a fuller truth, a reason to wake up that isn't just another task. And the moment you stop judging yourself for being lazy and start listening to your longing, that's the moment everything changes. Because longing is holy. It means your soul still knows what you were made for, even if your mind forgot. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche.